This is the checkup, and that first song was by our special guest tonight, Mysti Mayhem. Mysti, are you with us?
I am with you, my friend. How are you today?
Oh, we're doing great. We've been looking forward to this all week, and I had to start it out with that song. That's one of my favorite ones you do. I love the way it opens up, and you want to tell us a little bit about it, how you wrote it, what was going on?
You know, Bo Diddley was my teacher, and he encouraged me to write what you know.
Yeah.
And I had a car that just wouldn't start. I had a mechanic that was a nightmare to deal with, and I got my car back from him for like the 5th time, and after the car wouldn't start, something inside of me snapped. And I was like, if I don't get a working vehicle, I'm going to freak out. But instead of getting revenge or writing a bad review, I decided to write a song instead.
Well, that was great. I know we love it. I've had a lot of folks comment on it when we've played it here on the checkup. So yeah, Mysti, we've been playing your music for quite some time now, and you're not around here for people to go see. Tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got started, some of your influences, and I know you're going to talk about another car later on when we talk about one of your teachers. So if you would, just go ahead and give everybody an idea. Who are you?
Hey, who am I? I ask myself that every day. But my name is Mysti Mayhem, and I am your global hippie from the hood. And I tour in the Carolinas and surrounding areas of the United States throughout the year, doing a variety of covers and originals in a blues style. I was trained professionally by my public school system all the way from 1st grade to senior year in high school. Twice a week, everybody had mandatory choir, which was a blessing for me because I was a failing math student. And in 9th grade, my music teacher taught me how music was the sound of math. And after that, everything clicked. And I not only graduated, but I was able to become a tutor the following year for other failing students that were not good at math like I was. And then after graduation, at a young age, I lost my family. So I was completely on my own by the time I was 19, and I met a man named Bo Diddley who furthered my teachings for a few years and got me stage ready, and I've just been playing music ever since.
I think that's great, and yeah, certainly we've talked a little bit about this week about hopefully getting you over here on this side of Greensboro, which is sort of like the center, and maybe we can make that happen soon. But you also sent me some bands that you know that you really like, especially the ones there in your area. Tell us a little bit about Jason Adamo.
Jason Adamo is a singer-songwriter in North Carolina, and he is awesome. He plays all over the area throughout the year, and he just released a new song. And he is one of the biggest influences in the local community. He lifts us up by doing these singer-songwriter events. And, in fact, I am included in the next one for August 9th at the Lincoln Theater.
Wow.
On Sunday. The doors are at 5, and the show is at 6 o'clock. And it's a great lineup of singer-songwriters. And he holds these events so that we can be reminded that there's just so much great talent in the area. Wow,
we talked about that today. You know, in North Carolina, I know you over there in your triangle, Durham, Raleigh, and Chapel Hill, and here Winston-Salem, Greensboro, and High Point, there is no lack for talent in the music world, all genres included.
Absolutely, and to have promoters and other musicians like Jason, who's just an awesome songwriter, being like, I don't know, a staple in the community is just huge, and I think you're really going to like his song.
Well, let's play it. This is called Nowhere by Jason Adamo. So, Mysti, the other things that you do, have you been in actual bands, or have you always been a solo artist?
That's a great question, and I was only in one official band, and that was the beginning of my career where Mysti Mayhem was birthed out of. The band was called Spellbox. It was based out of Gainesville, Florida, and that's all I really want to say about that experience. But it was every experience is a blessing if you can look at it the right way, because it's the next step to your stepping stone in front of you. So But other than that, it's just been myself playing with other amazing artists along the way. Like my first album that I released has the drummer Winona Judd's husband. His name is Cactus Mosier, and he's featured on my Long Way to Rock Spellbox album. And I've gotten to meet a lot of other fantastic people along the path, like Alana Shiner on cello, who joined me for many, many years. And right now, I'm just traveling around by myself, going solo for a bit.
Yeah, I noticed that you have over 200,000 followers. That's amazing. You've done something right.
I actually have over 330,000 now.
Okay. Golly.
Well, that's total across all social media.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's amazing. And like I said, you have a lot of fans, and you have a lot over here in Winston too. So we're going to get you over here one of these days. Right now, this is another group that you sent me the songs to that you like, and we do too. We have played these guys several times with Brianna Giddens, of course. We try to highlight North Carolina artists, and certainly the Carolina Chocolate Drops are in that category. So let's listen to this one. This is Hit 'em Up style. So when Misty goes out and gets in the Mayhem Mobile, what band does she listen to?
You know, that's a very funny question. It truly 100% depends on my mood, on my Spotify playlist. My husband and I will just rock that. So it's got everything from Compe Segundo and Buena Vista Social Club music from the 1920s to the Locks. And if I'm really angry, I listen to OTEP. But I try to be as good as I can and really fill my cup with things that make me want to move forward. Okay,
well, keeping that in mind, you know, I know I've listened to this song many times too, and I listened to it today, and you had it was actually an interview you had done with another radio station, and you talked into this song beautifully, and it's Garden. Could you sort of let our listeners hear your thoughts and that you had that day when you were talking to them?
I spent my whole life making sure everybody else was taken care of. And I was taught that as long as everyone was taken care of, it didn't matter how tired, how sore, or how hungry I was. As long as I made sure everyone else was good, that made me a good person. And I'm not sure if it did or not, but it made me drained. And when I came home, I was not able to take care of myself the way I was able to help my friends. I was not loving myself the way I was loving the people I loved the most, and this became a problem. And I saw this issue, and I realized that I can actually show up so much better to the table of the world if I take care of myself and I tend to my garden. Metaphorically and literally, if I tend to my garden, I can bring fruits and vegetables to the table of the world, and I can actually show up better for my friends than I can from a place of depletion.
Exactly. Angels have to keep their wings strong.
We do, my friends. We all do. We all have those wings.
This is Garden by Mysti Mayhem. I'm going to ask you to tell your other car story. Because I remember back in the 80s or 70s and 80s, there was a commercial that used to run, said, you know, you don't know diddly. Well, I know for a fact that you do. And you want to tell everybody how y'all met.
Okay, here we go. So I told y'all earlier that I lost my family when I was young. So I'm about 19/20 years old when an older gentleman drives up in a pickup truck, and I'm living in Gainesville, Florida, in a hippie house in a college town with about 20 other people that live in this hippie house. And I don't own much of anything. I got a few clothes and a guitar, and I'm outside, and this gentleman drives up and he says, "Hey, little lady, tell me about that car for sale in your front yard." And I look, and sure, there is a car for sale, but I have no idea anything about it. So I say, "Hang on," and I go inside, and of course, nobody's home that day. But I had cut a demo. Now, little footnote, this demo, I had heard a song on MTV called "I Want Candy" by Bow Wow Wow. And it had a wonderful beat. Dun, 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 dun. Ooh. And I was like, oh, I'm going to take that beat. And nobody will even know. Nobody's ever heard of that before. They'll think I've made it up all by myself because I was a not-so-bright 19-year-old. So I cut a demo, and I'm giving my demo out to anybody that will listen to it, and including this gentleman who's asking about the car for sale. I come outside, I say, sir, I don't know about the car for sale, but here's my demo. Listen to it. I think you're going to like it. And he kind of laughs, and he goes, nice, but I'm really more interested in the car. If you can, give me a call. We swap phone numbers, and he drives away. And I hear my song start coming at me from the distance, like louder and louder a few minutes later, and it's getting louder, and it's him. He actually put my CD in his car. He listened to it, and he drove around the block instead of going home. And he drives back up. He says, little lady, is this you playing your guitar? I said, yes, sir. He said, is that you singing? I said, yes, sir. He goes, well, that's my house on the corner tonight. You're going to bring me triple smear-off beer black. You're going to bring me vanilla ice cream sugar-free, and you're going to bring the guitar because at 8 o'clock we're going to jam. And he drove away.
Yeah.
Now, I don't have the things that I need. I don't have money. I don't got a job. But I find a way. I get the things. I got the triple smear-off beer black. I've got vanilla ice cream. It's sugar-free. I got my guitar. It's 8 o'clock, and I'm ready to jam. And I knock on the door. And his granddaughter lets me in, and I see everything on these walls, like square guitars everywhere. And I get in the studio, and I hear my song being played. He's transferred it to his reel-to-reel machine. It's making a slapping sound. It has a smell, and I think to myself, I've made it to the big times, y'all. Listen. And he presses pause. He says, little lady, that's you playing? I said, yes. He goes, that's you singing? I said, yes. And that you wrote that beat? You ain't never heard that nowhere before? I said, nope. Yeah, that's all me. He goes, well, sit your butt down. You don't know diddly. That's my beat, and you ain't even playing it correctly.
Oh, that's great.
So that was Bo Diddley himself, the legendary Rock and Roll Hall of Fame musician that made square guitars and wrote songs like Who Do You Love, that George Thorogood made very popular, and he taught your girl for 4 years. Wow.
That's really good. I love that story. I was always wondering, how in the world did you meet up with this guy? And I think that's a great story. So we've got another song for you that you did. This song is from The Bridge. You want to tell us how you wrote this? How did this song come up?
So this is a fascinating experience that was newer to me. My husband and I, we went down to South Carolina where a woman named Karen hired us for her venues, and she was a musician, a very successful one in Nashville growing up. And she had to be called back home, as we all do, to take care of the family. And when that happened and she started focusing on family survival and business, she forgot about this talent that was given to her that she's experienced since she was 6 years old, playing tambourines in the church with her mama. Mm-hmm. And she didn't realize 30 years had gone by since she played her music that meant so much to her. Mm-hmm. And so while I was down there, I said, well, I hope that you wouldn't mind terribly if you would join me on stage. And when she did, and she was very reluctant, I played 2 shows. She didn't join me the first night. The second night she did. And she got on stage for just 1 song with me. I think we did 2 after that, but we did Bobby McGee. And she played her tambourines that she had since she was 6 years old when she first started playing in the church with her mama. And I saw her get younger and younger on stage. I mean, I saw her go from her age now to 10 years younger to 10 years younger than that. And I just saw her Benjamin Button style right in front of me. And it took my breath away. It makes me cry as I say it. And hearing her story, it was just a cautionary tale for us to not lose sight of the gifts that we have that were given to us, which are meant to help us and others.
Another good song. We love it here. We played it here on the Checkup. So you guys give it another listen. This is from The Bridge, Mysti Mayhem. And this seems to be a contact that you and I both have in common. And I'm trying to figure out, okay, how did we get this contact? And that's Couldn't Be Happiers.
You know what? I think I know of them through y'all. I think I was listening one day to the radio program and you had them on. I was like, wait a minute.
Oh, wow.
I need to play this song every morning so I can cry to it and feel better about my life.
Well, they were guest hosts. I think they were the first guest host back in April when we started doing this. And we were talking, and we actually were playing one of your songs that night, and Jody says, oh, yeah, I know her. I said, you know her?
We got to do a show together up where you guys are. Listen.
Yeah, really. She says, well, I think I know of her, but she says, they really liked you, and I hear, the same thing coming from you for them, and certainly they are friends of the station and friends of this show. They've been on it many, many times, and we have a show here.
Let's get a gig at Gas Hill. Listen.
Let's do it. Hey, there's no reason we can't. You talk to Andy today. Maybe we can get that going.
Let's do it. I'm on it.
All right. Couldn't be happier. Like I said, they're fantastic friends of the group. In fact, they played for my 70th birthday.
Oh, listen.
Yeah.
I wish I could have been there for that, my friend. Happy level 70.
I'm really glad they didn't play this song, though, that you gave me. This is Couldn't Be Happier's When I Die. This one is from another one of the songs that you suggested. This is Daughtry. And I really like the name of the song, Everybody Needs a Win. This is Daughtry. Everybody Needs a Win. Well, this is the end of the show. We have Rick O'Neill coming in. I gave him $1 so we could play one more song during his shift.
Thank you, Rick.
And so we're gonna go out with one of my favorites that you do. I remember hearing this song. I think it's probably one that made me start going online and looking for some more of your music. But yeah, so let's get this thing working. You get over here and get into the Gas Hill, or maybe there's a couple other places right here on Trade Street we might be able to get you into. But I know the folks here in Winston would love to come out and see you.
I would love to come out that way. I can't believe I haven't done it yet.
I can't either. So
let's do a double bill with the Couldn't Be Happier and have some fun.
Let's do it. We'll call Jordan and Jody and see if we can't make that happen.
Yes, that would be lovely. I'm going to message them as soon as I get off the phone, I promise.
Do it, yeah. Again, thank you. We'll be calling you back because, just like Steve Martin was on the Saturday Night Live, what is it? SNL, Saturday Night Live, so many times. Maybe we can get you a 7-timer here on the checkup.
I would love that. Let me be one of your 7-timers.
There you go. Thanks, Misty. We will see you soon, I hope.
Thank you all so much. Have a great night.
Thank you. This is Get in Touch with the Giggle. Mysti Mayhem.